Last week, July 24th through July 27th, Marion Technical Institute hosted their first ever career exploration camp. The camp is for students who will be in the 7th, 8th, or 9th grade to come and experience the 6 academies that MTI has to offer throughout the regular school year.
Now at MTI, students have choice, which means that they can stay at their home-based school for their core academic classes and then just attend MTI for the academy program classes that we offer here. So we have those students here this week from 8 to 2, enjoying all the variety of opportunities that we'll have so that we're exposing them so as they move on into high school, they will hopefully choose to come here. We have several students who are actually homeschooled who are still here at camp getting that exposure because they too have that opportunity to come and take those academy classes here. We thought that this camp would be not only a great way to expose students to the variety of activities that are offered here at MTI, but most importantly to recruit students. Now that they have the opportunity to stay at their home-based school, if their home-based school does not offer an academy type option like business law or robotics, they can still go to their home-based school for their core academics and then come to MTI for that career technical education, which then will raise our enrollment here, and we'll be able to produce students that will go out into the workforce or have that opportunity to go out into the workforce right away.
The camp is structured with a rotation. We set the kids up in groups of 11, 12, 13 so that they could do hands-on stuff. Like in some places they're building a race car, an automotive, and here they're doing the sketching, but it's very hands-on. We want them to experience what it's like in the academy that they're sitting in. I would say if you like hands-on learning, if you like the opportunity to look at careers, if you kind of have an idea on what you want to do after high school, this is a great place to be.
The Culinary Arts Camp is a wonderful experience for the students because they have the chance to learn how to read and follow directions for something that they might not make at home on their own. If they're interested in culinary, they get to come in and have a chance to do hands-on training, see what we do in an industrial kitchen, and if that's something that they want to proceed with when it's time for them to enter high school, they'll know exactly what they want to do.
Mark Vianello, the Executive Director of CTE Programs, had an idea that we needed a way to expose upcoming high school students to the variety of options that they would have for their career and technical education experience. We decided to reach out to the community students and see who was interested, and we have about 70 students who have been participating all week in the program. We have 6 groups, 6 different sessions that the students get to rotate through. Originally the idea was that students would sign up for one program, but then that would pigeonhole them into just one topic and one field. We wanted really to expose the kids to everything that we offer here right now. They are going through the culinary program, they're going through the automotive program, the construction program, the law program, the robotics program, and the IT program. And so they spend about 2 hours each day in each program, all hands-on activities, exposing them to the broad picture of what that program would entail.
This year they've done things a little different. Students are going to be able to go to their base school and do their academics, and then in the morning there's going to be transportation for them to come over here and do their academy, then transportation back. So it's really a unique opportunity. Still get to do the base school, all the things that are involved with that, sports, prom, all that stuff. Get your academics there, and then come over here and be part of the MTI family also.
I just know that when I've been walking around in the rooms and I've gone into every session every day and I've watched the students, they're learning, they're having fun while they're learning, they're engaged in their activities, they're smiling, they're coming back every day. That speaks volumes. We haven't lost a kid. Every kid has returned every day, and they're just excited to have something to take home with them, to share with their parents of what they're doing. And we've already had some kids who are only in 7th grade that are talking about they can't wait till they're freshmen so that they can attend MTI.
The first step on everyone's high school journey can be a very scary one. Lake Weir High School has implemented a preview program to assuage some of those freshman fears.
We wanted to give the students and the parents an opportunity to tour the campus, to meet our faculty, to ask questions, and to get an overview of our school and what an average day looks like, what our expectations are, what their opportunities are for assistance if they need it, and what avenues that they can take. So we're very excited about that. We had a really large turnout and we're excited about that.
This is a lot of information and it's scary because no one wants to go here. No one wants to go to high school. Everyone wants to stay in kindergarten, am I correct? I wanted to stay in kindergarten. Today was a sort of a freshman preview for all the incoming freshmen so that we could walk them around the school and get them acquainted with the school so that they know like where to go for what, and they could ask any questions they had for me or any of the other volunteers. You just can't walk in blind and not know what you're doing here because that can be pretty scary. I know high school was scary for me too, so I think that it's a good idea for this to be a thing, even separate from the orientation, which is often just a gigantic crowd of confusion, and it can be like disorienting because there's so many parents and so many students and teachers, and they're not sure what they're doing, and things can get confusing. And I think this is more of a isolated experience where you know about what's happening, and you can ask questions of real students here so they know what they're doing. I know a lot of people who they just didn't pay attention, they didn't care through high school, and when they get to their senior year they're like, oh no, what do I do? And I think that it's really important that people understand the importance of an education, and that it's not just something to like bore you through the day. It's not something to just pass the time. It's something to help you grow and mature as a person so that you know how to like operate. And people always ask, like, oh, why do I have to take algebra? I'm never going to use that in my life. Yeah, but now you know problem solving skills because you went through all those worksheet problems that bored you to death. And yeah, they bored you to death, but they were still something that taught you how to operate through a situation.
Be sure and check your school's website to find out when your orientation will be held.
Well, the first challenge we did ever on the first day of robotics camp, that we built a maze that we got Spiro to go through this ball, and there was 4 groups. So each group had to build a maze and get Spiro to get it through without touching any of the walls.
For the past 2 weeks, we have been in robotics camp. And this is an awesome camp for kids to be able to work with robots and learn how to program. Most importantly, the programming part is the biggest part for students to learn. This is a technological society, so it just gives them the background of how programs work. So it's teaching them how to write programs and command robots to do different things. We had 3 different robots during our program. The first robot that 3rd grade was working on are Dot and Dash, and it's a little robot that lets them explore several different countries where they get to learn about the countries and program their robot to talk about facts and play songs from the countries that are more familiar to those countries, talk about the languages, things like that. Robotics are fun and engaging. And believe it or not, some of the students didn't even realize that they were learning how to code and program because they were under the impression that, oh, we're just playing with robots. And so the robots are a great way for the students to be able to be engaged and stay engaged, but also learn code and learn programming because it's fun and it's engaging.
On your mark, get set, go! And go!
Teamwork is at the core of working with these robots. There has to be designated different people to do different things in order for the end product to come out the way it's supposed to be. So they have to learn to work together. There's a lot of frustration involved because it's not easy for them to learn how to program and code, and so someone gets frustrated, the other person can be the encourager, or if someone is having a hard time getting through this program, someone else in the group can be like, oh, I understand, and help them through it, and they just navigate through it, and then the end result ends up being what they wanted. Basically, it gives them the building blocks to push them into a future of engineering or computer engineering, mechanical engineering, that would expand their horizons and ultimately just place them into a position in the world that allows them to move technology forward and be productive.